What's up, everyone, and welcome to the final round and the final 9 holes here at the 2022 Waco Annual Charity Open, presented by Prodigy Disc. This is the second stop of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and you're watching it here on Gatekeeper Media. My name is Mitch Phillips. Joining me is my good friend and co-host, Hayden Riccard.
Doing good, and so we've got some people who need to make some moves here at the end on this final 9.
Yeah, definitely. You know, as these conditions we're moving back towards the wind, these last holes are going to be difficult, needing to get some scoring happening before we get out of the woods. Our card is a little bit of a slow start on the front 9. We had some people in the 6s and the 7s, a lot of people in the 5s. Paul Macbeth now with a 5-stroke lead moving into the back 9, but so many players in contention. Definitely going to be checking in with that throughout the round as we move into hole 10, Hayden.
Yeah, 591 feet, par 4. This one is crucial to 2 shots of placement. You want to be about in this area around this tree here that you see on the right, and then you have a easy putter shot to approach this to the basket.
Yeah, really just trying to limit your left to right movement. We've even seen players disc down. It is a 600-foot par 4, but if you can get a mid-range or maybe a fairway driver, as this is getting a little bit to the right. Oh, that's perfect.
There's nothing wrong with that one right there. This hole doesn't play that difficult, but it can if you get off the fairway.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more, in Waco terms, a wide fairway.
Yeah.
That's huge skip. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Joel Freeman. Going to be a little pinched off there on that other side, but really just a straight approach left, and that was a mash of a drive over 450 feet through the woods.
There you go, Matt. Good angle.
Yeah, and you hear his card mates even telling him it's a good angle, able to match the ground, no skip. That's a tough thing to do out here on this hard packed ground.
Looks like Bradley's going with a mid-range.
Great lines, guys.
That's got to be fairway. No way.
Yeah, that's fairway.
I was like,
It looked a little bit wider.
And as you predicted, just some putter up shots here. That's probably 280 or so.
Perfect. Good little kick.
And that's what Isaac's known for. I mean, here on the East Coast, where we're from, and we get to see him play all the time, is those really touchy putter shots, lacing lines here, and this looks great out of Matt Bell as well. Yeah, just a perfectly placed drive here for Bradley.
Fantastic. Making it look easy.
Putting it inside the circle. As we finally get to Joel Freeman's drive. Having to go to a knee, but man, there can't be much left here. This is a pretty techie shot he's got left.
Let's go inside or outside.
Maybe outside for the glide, but
That's what I was thinking.
it's overstable through the inside. Yep, for the glide. I like that decision a lot.
Yeah.
Really good one. And all of our players here. We may have our first star frame here, Hayden.
Yes, we can.
Give me those 2 rings. Oh. Get it? Never mind, I don't think so.
Not sure what they're...
No, I want them.
I think he's trying to get in the C1X.
Oh, no, get it into the bullseye. If
Yeah,
it's,
the bullseye for accuracy.
How's that?
Mm-hmm.
No bull.
But, I mean, this is where you want to be, though, if you want to pad those C1X stats. That's the real stat you're trying to look at here. So if you can just get really good at putting it in that 11.5 feet,
Mm-hmm.
easy tap-ins, pad those stats.
Keep doing it all day.
Star frame here on 10. Really good for our card to get this going as we move into the next 8 holes. Starting with hole 11, par 3, 279 feet. Very just interesting hole, not because of the width or the shape of it, but really because of where you need to land. Able to kind of hit about circle's edge, skip up, and pretty funky green if you can catch some roots, but really able to just hit that just before the hill, slide up, and just try to find some good footing and walk away with a birdie here.
It's a weird kick off the roots down there, but he's going to have a look at the basket, maybe a step out for Isaac.
And Joel really has this like sub 300 foot approach disc, forehands really locked in. See if he can continue that. Oh yeah, using the entire fairway.
Great shot.
Just a little bit more flip there for Matt. Catches that last tree. Oh, just go in.
Oh, wow.
Just short.
Thank you.
That line looks so pretty.
Yeah, most of them do out of Bradley in the Woods. Just so different than everybody else. And Matt just putting it close. I mean, going for that flex line, knowing that it's going to come back with a little bit of nose up. Catching every part of the basket. Just a little bit off from outside the circle there for Isaac.
It's a tough putt uphill.
Yeah, that basket's well over his head from where he's standing.
Great putt for Matt Bell.
Yeah, and this hole coming in right in the middle of the pack, 10th hardest hole on the course. And really just because of this green, I mean, you saw Bradley get inside the circle, but to have such an uphill putt. And, I mean, Isaac catching a weird route, but finally getting to Joel, who, I mean, you can't really put it anywhere better to have solid footing, eye level with the basket. Nice birdie there. Yeah, birdie start to the back nine. Joel Freeman, really making some moves.
Good par putt for Bradley. Everybody else is going to take par, and Joel's going to take the birdie. As we go into hole 12, 609 feet, par 4. This is a tough one. This is getting into the tough of the toughs. Really just want to beat this corner, get as far down here as you can where the sand in the middle of the fairway here, and have a good look to the green up here. It's going to be a forehand, and then you're going to, or backhand, and then you're going to flip-flop it into the same shot, just a little bit different. Green's pretty protected. It's going to be tough getting into there.
Yeah, very much a dog leg hole here. If you could just make this corner, limit your skip and speed control.
It looks really good.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah, just
then
pushed
a
a
little
little. Yeah, it's too straight.
That's the hard thing to judge when you're going downhill, but also blind.
Mm-hmm. We see Isaac disc down to a putter here. Oh, this is such a good shot. If this can turn more, just not enough.
Maybe he's on edge of the woods there.
Yeah, I feel like the forehand play kind of lets you limit how much you're going to push straight into it, but
You almost just want to saw it off
yeah.
on the forehand side.
And Matt sawed off just a little bit too much. I think he caught early. Bradley going baseline putter here as well. Switching that baseline plastic is a good call. Kind of limiting and letting it grip a little bit more. Oh, this
That's
is
perfect.
perfection.
Cut rolled to the left and have.
And Matt having to go forehand roller to get out.
It's got to stay on angle.
Yeah.
That helped it.
Yep. Oh, look at it. And rolling back into the middle.
Right in the middle.
This is an incredibly difficult shot. It's left to right, working all the way up the hill. Gonna fade out just a bit, but
It's a far shot.
yeah. I mean, you're looking at almost 400 feet.
Get up there.
Isaac just a little bit early, but he should have a clean putt from circle 2 if it didn't skip too far. And Joel having to disc down here, probably just trying to work himself up the fairway. Yeah, it's a smart play. He's not trying to bite off too much, knowing that par is kind of where he's going to live. With the drive, they got a little bit out of hand. But Bradley in a great spot to attack.
Yes, Bradley.
I mean, can you shape it up any better than that?
No, I mean,
That was perfect.
to go putter and
2
I'm
perfect shots.
into that turnover fairway. Goodness. Just a little early, but gets the late kick, put him circle's edge. And Isaac has spent a lot of time off the fairway so far this round, but his scrambling has been incredible, just like that, putting him there. Tap in, saving the par.
And Matt, you can see how far down he went. See this jump putt. Oh, just catching a tree on the exit.
Yeah, tiny, tiny window to be able to get through. Joel from a knee, circle's edge. Just left side. That's for some of the, I think, people that have that putting style that is a little bit of shorter stroke, pretty central. You can go into any position and be able to
Bradley
steal
with
it.
an easy birdie.
And that is not a very common thing here on 12 to have the word easy any point, but 3 in a row to start off the back 9.
No, only 10% birdied. And that's
18 people?
12?
15? Yeah, jeez.
12 players.
Fortunate bogey there for Matt, just a touch off. And that's what happens. It happens quick on these wooded par 4s, but we're about to come out of the woods onto, man, if the wind definitely is going to be picking up towards the end of the round here, expected, but got the birdies while you can to start off the back 9.
The crowd was so spectacular today. Just the energy from you all was just amazing. I love you, Oregon!
Heading into hole 13, par 4, 555 feet. A couple different ways to attack this. Forehand flex on the left side or just a hyzer flip. Really just trying to get as far as you possibly can down this fairway to set up for the approach is very important here with the wind on a day like today. Putting these approaches within, hitting that bullseye if you can, limiting those outside circle putts because they get very, very difficult as we've headed out of the woods.
There you go. Shot.
And really on these First couple shots, it's just placement shots. Setting yourself up good with a clean look.
Nice.
Yep, that'll work there for Isaac. Yeah, Joel about to put that forehand distance on display. Actually just going full hyzer. I was expecting the flex out of him. Like you said, putting it in placement I think is a smart thing here.
Yeah, I think that's what all these players are going to do is just set up themselves instead of try to go for distance.
Yeah, being a shorter par 4 as well. Now out of the woods, you don't really need it.
Yeah, just like that. It's easy approach.
You can see the wind, not too much of a factor right now. It's still here, but I mean, when it comes up to the 30-mile-per-hour gusts,
It's more of a tailwind here.
Yeah.
Great upshot.
Yeah, another one that kind of flipped on its head. I mean, this was playing as one of, if not the most difficult holes in round 1 with these conditions, but now we got a tailwind, so it's playing pretty simple. I mean, one of the second easiest hole on the course.
And we had
some eagles.
Eagles on these holes.
Isaac, almost trying to become one of those. But yeah, we had 5 eagles on the day from different distances outside the circle. I don't know. We were unfortunately not able to see any of those on camera, but I've always thought the roller could happen here if you really get it down quick.
That almost goes in off the bounce, off the band.
Yeah, you can see that wind really picked up, carried it too far forwards. And just the time they walked from those approaches to now to their putts. Thankfully staying in Isaac's
And there was
putt.
only 8% of people that shot this hole above par, and that's 9 players.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the second easiest hole here.
Good putt from Bradley.
I love some of the reactions when the wind gets this big when you make a putt and you're like, is it going to stay?
Yep.
And Isaac just laughing and able to make the birdie and going to be the par for Matt Bell and a birdie for Freeman.
Let's go to hole 14. Go through the Mando here, the gate. This is another easy hole. Can play some difficulty if you go too long. Forehand is a play or the backhand. It's pretty much a routine shot though.
Yeah, we saw our card yesterday really struggle with this.
Yeah, they had
though.
a tough one.
Yeah, we had all of our players bogey yesterday, hitting just early trees, but obviously the wind was getting a little crazy on this one. But
Bradley have no problem. This one turned just a little bit too much.
needs to slow down.
I don't know if that's OB or not up top there. I couldn't tell if it went OB. It is OB up there. And Joel going with the forehand.
Yeah, just 300 feet.
Oh. Wow. Using those rocks.
Mm-hmm. It's got to miss that one, and it does. It does settle in time. Yeah, this is, like I said, being outside the circle is not where you want to be in these open holes. Oh, so many chains. You saw how much force you had to put that putt in there to have it not be affected by the wind.
Making the correction was Isaac there for the birdie.
Easy birdie here for Joel Freeman.
And Bradley, 3 for 3. Great putt.
Yeah, and as we're wrapping up this hole, I mean, this is the time of the round where, I mean, some players like to look at scores, some players don't, but this is where you start looking at it and saying, how am I playing compared to everyone else? And on a hole like this,
Definitely 15.
Yeah, do I need to really go for it? Do I need to push? But really, I mean, this hole used to be a par 4, now is a par 3, playing just consistently as one of the top 3 hardest holes in the course. Getting a 2 here was a pretty rare thing in past years, but getting even a 3 can be difficult. So the conditions today, if you're in a spot where you need to go for it, you can, but not necessary. Walking away with a par here.
There's nothing wrong with that. And Bradley put himself in a good position to attack.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of players even walk up and just forehand pitch up. Not pitch up, I mean, this is a long hole, but just forehand and just never get a chance. As this might not have a chance. No.
It's unfortunate for Joel.
After seeing that as a mid-range here for Isaac. You can see and hear that wind picking up in a big way here on 15. Yeah, that's exactly where you want to be on the forehand, just before those rails. But
and
that is
getting a big roll to the right.
Maybe opening it up a little bit more, get away from those trees.
Great upshot. He's playing these couple holes perfectly.
And with the wind today, too, you know, everyone, you know, the most thing you think about is what this is going to do in the air. But once it hits the ground, you really got to start thinking about where you want to be on which side of the basket, what kind of wind you want to be putting into. As you can see, all of these hitting the ground and really carrying a far distance. Joel, after fortunate out of bounds here, really good upshot.
Good roll.
No nonsense, walk up, par.
Yeah, that was a great tailwind.
Yeah, all of our players getting some great approaches. Unfortunate that Joel's looking at a bogey here, but as that distance and that wind picks up, you really got to hit the basket with purpose, and good par there for Williams as well.
Great putt for Matt Bell. He's on a little par streak there. Just needs to capitalize on some moments.
We're heading into hole 16. We're going to be a par 4, 609 feet. Playing is a pretty simple hole on paper, and also just in general. I mean, it's a very open, the most open par 4 we have here. Really big shot. Maybe let yourself go out to the left, but the wind's still a factor, like we said. Once it hits the ground, making sure it doesn't carry too far. And this needs to flip. Oh, no.
And that's gone.
And they're thinking that it's in bounds after a big drive.
I don't know
It is
if
not.
that is in bounds.
No, it definitely is out of bounds there on the side. Needing to make the correction. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lower line, a little bit more in the middle. This one will stay. Matt Bell with really just a straight hyzer, just skipping it up, putting it in the middle.
And you can hear the ripping wind. Great tailwind to play. Get some distance. Oh, and hitting the tree.
And this is playing as the easiest hole
And look
on
at
the
that
course.
little forward roll
Wow.
that Matt just got.
And Bradley was out of bounds here, so still some work to do. Being on the left side, opening up some trees. Oh, and that's very, uncharacteristic.
You think he should have gone with the forehand there?
Maybe, but yeah, just unfortunate skipping up. Going to be have to lay up again. It's Joel Freeman.
Puts it close.
Yeah, beautiful upshot there.
Isaac leaving himself a tester there outside circle 1.
And speaking of testers, that's
That one as well.
that is going to be a headwind putt onto a raised basket. And Isaac with the opposite here, big tailwind putt. Yeah, knowing that every stroke is counting is coming down here. This is a difficult putt here. Sit down. This is those moments you got to reset. And he does.
Good comeback putt.
That's going to be the
That's tough to
unfortunate-
make those.
I mean, double
the
bogey.
percentage that you make those every time is very low.
Yeah, good mental to reset. But with that, I mean,
Yes, that
Brother
is a
Williams
double
was
bogey.
making a push. I mean, was actually sitting in 4th place before this hole, and then just the quick double bogey on hit 16, 2 to play, and he's dropped 4 spots. So going from almost pushing for a podium finish, and just like that,
He's out.
one hole, and it's so tight at the top. I mean, there's a lot of movement happening, but in this, that 4th to like 10th position, I mean, you're looking at 1, maybe 2 strokes in between. So these last couple holes, checking in with those scores, making sure you're playing your game plan, and the amount of wind there, Joel just dunks it in for the birdie. Hole 17, one of
610 feet.
the hardest holes here on the course. Being able to lay up, put yourself in a spot to attack. Man, the wind here making this so difficult. Really just staying in bounds is a difficult thing to do today. Off the drive, most players are going to go forehand, maybe a backhand, try to land on top, and then a full dog leg to the right.
You want to hit this hillside and just skip up just a little bit and have a look.
Want to be a little bit more than that. It's going to be quite blind. Huge shot here. This looks great.
Great skip. And the approach is no feat itself. This is not very wide. Water all the way around.
No. Backhand here for Isaac. Does get clean all the way, and wow.
That's a great shot from there.
Going to be a longer approach being on the left side, but going to have a lot cleaner look at it.
Bradley going forehand, trying to get all the way in. There's a weird skip there.
Yeah, just not enough power out of it. This is going to have to be a really big shot, completely blind.
You have to like pick a spot to throw at and just trust it. And that is catching a lot of wind.
Yeah, that left to right headwind, that's going to be out of bounds. Maybe. Yeah, he's definitely got to be out of bounds. He went over the wall there. Flex play.
Oh my. He's
Sit
in bounds. Still going to be a tough putt from there.
And that wall actually is not where the out of bounds is. There's about 2 to 3 feet before it. So it's left to right movement, really making sure you don't get up and roll. Okay.
Ooh.
Great shot there from Matt.
He's like, I can't see it. So good or no?
You tell me. Am I good? All right, cool. Double thumbs up. Great approach. Lower line here for Joel. A little short, mid-circle too. Maybe a little bit too safe. The wind's calming down here. Do you think he's running?
He might be. Almost.
Yeah, half bid.
A smart play from Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, that drop
No
off.
reason to.
Yep. Oh,
And Bradley was fully committed to that putt.
just not enough there at the end to stay in the basket. That wind picking it up out of it.
You see the frustration off of Matt Bell.
After a great approach. So tough. Be a par here for Joel. And par here today was a very good thing.
Yes, it was.
52% of the field bogey or worse.
So, second hardest hole.
Yep.
You can see why.
Yeah, this is something about that number 17. I mean, you think of USDGC. I mean, there's so many. It's like the course designers are like, man, you think you're
Just
done?
make it hard at the end.
Yeah. Think you're done with the round? No. You got hole 17 and time to switch it up and then put the pressure on as we walk to the final hole here. Hayden, walk us through it.
Hole 18, 468 feet. And this is another hole that is difficult. Par 3 over the water. It's going to be the most difficult on the day. It's going to be tough. With the wind here, you may see some players end up laying up to the right more.
Or the left.
Or the left. Both smart plays.
Yeah.
Cuts your distance off, and it's an easy just approach across the water.
Yeah, I like the left play. Just makes the approach a little bit easier. Not really chancing to fade back into the water. But Joel is going for this one.
He's going for this.
As he's throwing this, he's sitting in a tie for fourth. So really needing to push. Oh, no. Come back.
It's coming.
Okay, it does say safe.
Hey.
And with how much headwind is on this hole, safe is all you're trying to do. Just needs to get up. Okay. Very overstable disc from Isaac.
Yes, that was.
It's going to be safe. There's still a lot left on it. And after two, just tough holes at 16, 17. You got to think Bradley's pushing for this one.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, realizing just a little bit off.
Not having it.
Around. He's been playing this game long enough to know when you're just not feeling it, and this has got to go. Oh. And he's not going to get to advance very far there.
Nope. advance to the edge of the water. Really good approach from Isaac.
Yeah, and this hole averaging, 1.2 over par. So it's literally averaging a par 4 with this just ridiculous headwind. Making the correction there's Matt.
There's only one person to score under par here.
And is it Bradley Williams? No, he's just laying up.
Yeah.
Kevin Jones, the only birdie on the whole day.
It's ridiculous to think about.
118 people playing it and only one person able to get the 2 today. It's absolutely absurd.
I don't think we've seen that before.
And what I want to talk about this shot that Joel Freeman just threw, because you have this ripping right to left wind, and he perfectly puts it on hyzer, way wider, a lot more power than you would think, but plays the wind perfectly to slow him down and push him into the circle. That such a high level shot on a short approach, but definitely not something to overlook. Oh, no way.
Did they go OB?
No.
It did. Maybe. You can see the ripples. So it at least hit water.
Matt Bell just stop the bleeding here, finish out the tournament with a bogey. Unfortunate. Yeah, and he did go out of bounds there. Man.
And he's in the center.
Yeah, in the sponsor little circle there. And that's going to be the triple to finish out the tournament for Bradley Williams. And, man.
That's a rough ending from 16 to 18.
Playing
brings him
as,
back down to -1 for the round.
Yeah, those 3 holes were playing as 3 of the 4 hardest holes in the course with just these conditions, and you see why. It's unfortunate to a great tournament for Bradley Williams, but Joel here able to get the par.
And like you said earlier, he was tied for 4th, and now he's tied for 16th. That's what these holes can do. It's brutal. This wind is brutal.
I'm talking about Bradley here.
Yes, about Bradley, not Joel.
Mm-hmm. That's within 3 holes, going from almost a podium spot to barely into the top 20. But Isaac Robinson, man, local,
tied 5th.
Yeah, homeboy to us. Being here in Georgia, but wow, tied for 5th. Finished up there, like I said, just getting pars through the 15 through 18 is all he needed to do. But frustrating finish there for Matt and Bradley. Let's check in with our card here. And Joel Freeman able to jump onto the podium, tie for 3rd. You'd love to see it off the chase card, making a run. A couple of bogeys here and there, but really able to push. And, man, no spoilers. There is live disc golf, but Paul Macbeth taking it down 3 strokes.
Yeah.
Chris Clemens and Joel Freeman tie for 3rd. But Luke Humphreys.
He's playing so consistent. I love it. I want to see more of it because the change is, whatever he's doing, it's working.
Yeah. And with this, Luke Humphreys actually jumps in to be in 2nd place for tour points so far this year, which is absolutely crazy. Really a breakout season so far for him. Really excited to see it continue. But, man, it's been an amazing time here in Waco. Definitely unexpected, some of the winds, some of the weather. But give me some final thoughts as we wrap up.
It was Waco. Waco always never disappoints. You see different winners and everything, but I love it, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'm excited for this next tournament coming up. But my name is Mitch Phillips. Joining has been Hayden Riccard. Be sure to like and subscribe at Gatekeeper Media, and we'll see you for the next stop of the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
See ya.
Hey Disc Golf fans, thanks for watching some great Disc Golf Pro Tour action on Gatekeeper Media. Coming up, we've got live coverage on the Disc Golf Pro Tour YouTube channel of the final round action. Watching this later? Check out the Disc Golf Network at discgolfnetwork.com to see what's up live next. And thanks for watching Gatekeeper Media.